Well, good morning, everyone. Well, good morning from Texas. So glad to see everyone joining in. Ah, it is. Um, this is a very special morning for me. This is the first time I've ever done a live stream of a somatic signaling session. So, welcome. I've done them offline quite a bit, but this is the first live stream, and it's so nice to see everyone joining. So, let me start by just introducing myself. My name is Amanda Hinton. I'm the publisher of the Publishing Spectrum, and I'm hosting today's somatic signaling session because I think a lot of folks are feeling the summer slump. And the instinct, a lot of times when we get stuck, or at least my instinct, and the instinct I have learned how to work a little more productively with, is to think that I can think my way into clarity and then go in circles because my mind is a very active place. All of our minds are a very active place. And so today I wanted to share a somatic signaling session with you all because these sessions are built on something that I uncovered during a a 3-year unintentional retreat when I lived in the mountains by myself. I lived with my husband. It was very alone. It's a very alone time. Today, I'm going to share this process that I'd say, stumbled into. These sessions are designed to help you connect with the unspoken wisdom in your storytelling and your publishing journey. So I'll be guiding you today through 5 specific somatic spaces inside your body. So if you've ever done a body scan, this is a little different. This is more about tuning into the places that I have found words aren't ready to come to the surface for. So before, one of the first things that I do, and I want to invite anybody who feels comfortable sharing this, is we're going to step into what I call the ground of tension. So if you're feeling stuck or confused or curious about something in your own storytelling or in your publishing experience right now, like, I welcome you to either just privately to yourself recognize, okay, I feel stuck here. I feel stuck in my how I'm getting my story out, how I'm connecting with my audience. You're welcome to share that in the chat if you'd like to, or you can just bring that area of where you feel stuck to mind right now. And because this is what we're going to work with today. This is what we're going to be asking for our bodies to speak when our minds feel stuck. So if there's a place that you feel stuck, I invite you, you can share it or just bring it to mind right now. Where is this place where you feel tension, or you feel like I need to rewrite my bio on Substack, which is a very personal and intimate thing to do. And a lot of times people get stuck there because they don't know which part of them to share. If you're feeling that, you can bring that to mind right now. I'm going to do the same right now. I'm going to think, where do I feel stuck? Where's the ground of tension? Thanks for sharing, Harlow. Yeah. Pen name versus real name writings. There's a lot of tension there. There can be a lot of questions there. So I'm going to give folks just another minute or two to join. If you're just now joining, right now we're taking just a couple minutes to identify what is the space where we feel stuck or even curious. If your curiosity ever sends you spinning, I don't know if you're neurodiverse like me, curiosity can send you rippling out in 1,000 directions. And the best way I know to bring that curiosity back in is to touch in with these 5 spaces of somatic signaling. Okay, so once you have the space where you feel stuck, so where you feel stuck either in your storytelling or your Substack publishing journey, we're going to now take those. We're going to set them aside. I'm going to invite you to let those thoughts go. And we're going to take 10 slow breaths in and out, and I'm going to guide you through those. Oh, thanks everyone for sharing. Feel free to let the chat space be a space where you put and let those points of tension be a container for you. And I'm going to invite you to let those thoughts go. We're going to take 10 slow breaths in and out. Here we go. All right. I want to mention right now that there's no technique to this breath. It's just regular breathing. No holding, no loud exhaling necessary, whatever feels right for you. All right, now we're going to begin the somatic signaling part of our session. The first place I want to invite you to draw a feather's light touch to any changes in your body temperature. Do you notice any space where you're feeling hot, cold, or neutral? Now we're going to turn our attention to muscle sensations. Is there any place in your body where there's twitching, cramping, or numbness? Now I want to invite your attention to any full body restlessness. So the urge to move, jump, or shake. Now let's tap in with your breathing. Do you notice any shallow breaths, quietness, or maybe even yawning? Is anybody yawning right now? And finally, I invite you to notice your heartbeat, whether you're speeding up, slowing down, or something else entirely. Whenever I tune into these 5 spaces, I never quite know what's going to happen. It's kind of like in my separate meditation practice, we don't know what the mind is going to do when we sit down to meditate. That's part of what meditation is it shows you the inner experience of your mind. And the point of going through these 5 somatic signals is to see if your body wants to say anything in response to this place of tension or curiosity. And since today, this is my first live stream, I I want to just open the comment section in the live stream today. I think in the future we'll have a space in the chat section in the publishing spectrum where you can continue this conversation. But I want to just open the chat right now here on the live stream to ask if anybody wants to share what they noticed. And it's okay if you don't want to. um, it's also okay if every single space that was suggested, you just went, "Oh, no, that's a message too. Why don't you want to look at those spaces? Not from a place of judgment, but curiosity. What happens when you tune into these five spaces?" All right. I'm going to scroll up and just see. Oh, so before we started, Sally, hi, Sally. Sally said she's opening the ground to how she remains consistent versus trying new things and experimenting. It's always a tricky spot. Anything come up for you, Sally? I don't mean to put you on the spot. I just know you usually have really good insights on your notes. Oh, Fran shared, I'm more interested in that hummingbird outside. I wonder what the hummingbird had to say, Fran. Harlow said it makes her feel, I don't know. Actually, I don't know your pronouns, Harlow. Harlow says it makes them feel hyper aware physically. Um, yeah, I understand. Oh, Harlow. Thank you for sharing your pronouns, Harlow. Um, yeah, I'm going to be quiet and I'm going to listen. I'm going to read some folks' comments out loud. So, hi, Hannah. Thanks for joining. She said, I felt warm and good in my core where I normally feel tension or something. This time it was in my legs and arms. I'm curious what that means. Well, I think one of the things I like to do is I try to consider what the ground of tension was that I brought to the practice today. And for me, as a writer, legs and arms are all about taking action. So I'm wondering if your core and your center are actually feeling in sync with how you take um, action. I don't know what your ground of tension was that you brought in today, Hannah, and don't feel pressured to share either. But as someone who communicates through the written word, I think that energy showing up in your arms and legs might be your body's way of trying to give you a little more confidence. Fran says the hummingbird was trying to find flowers on an azalea that has no blossoms. Frustration. Oh, did you feel frustrated or was the hummingbird frustrated? Maybe you were frustrated together. Thanks for sharing, Sally. She said she found some interesting tension in her neck, carrying too much emotional weight, perhaps. Pressure I don't need to carry. Time to do some releasing. Yeah, I think, that tension. I'm going to pause for a second, Sally. So sometimes when I'm writing, and this is totally me, this may not be a thing that you do, but sometimes I get the sense that I have different characters talking to me on my shoulder. And if I'm putting too much pressure on them to make something clear for me, I absorb it in a lot of really unconscious ways. And so that's what I'm curious about for you, Sally, is if there's anything about your that tension you were sharing that maybe there's a character that's been putting too much weight on your neck. And maybe it's time to like let that character take a rest. Maybe that character is overwhelming the the whole creative system. Maybe it's wanting a break. Um, thanks. Hannah says paid subscriptions was her topic of tension. Yeah, taking action resonates. I'm taking away that I can maybe tap into trust and alignment. I do feel in my center, even if I don't know yet exactly what it means. Thank you, Amanda. This was really helpful. Yeah, thanks for being here, Hannah. Thanks for sharing. Um, yeah. So we've got more folks joining. If you um I don't know. This is a new space for me. So maybe this is the tension that I brought to today's somatic signaling session is that I tend to have a lot of tension around group things. I'm such a one-on-one person. It's very autistic of me. And so I think what I brought to today's session was the tension of wanting to make this a safe space for people to share, to tap into these five spaces, um, and also try um, to meet you where you are. So I would I would love to I'd love to keep doing this. I like doing these sessions. They're actually fairly brief, because what I find is really helpful is to not put a ton of pressure on the sensation to make sense. I like to actually take a walk after I do one of these sessions. And if you have any history with body trauma at all, after tuning into places in the body, a lot of times we need our attention to go somewhere else in order to create safety to come back again, in an intentional way to hear the wisdom of our bodies. So um, I I'm going to share a link to a chat. I'm going to write this right now. A reflection thread. If you would like to join, this is all very organic for me. I'm so thankful for y'all being here. Um, I'm going to send it and I'm going to share the link in our chat here. Okay, so this link is going to take you to a thread, which you should be able to join. And we can continue the conversation there. Um, oh, thanks, Sally. Sally says she'd love to see more of this. Mind-body connection is so important for creatives. Yes, this is my ground of tension, Sally, of stepping into uh, a part of my life that I haven't shared a whole lot with the publishing spectrum and with Substack in general. So thank you for the encouragement, and there's more coming here. So the link above will take you to a chat thread that I'll be jumping in and out of. This is a work day for me, so I'll be working on some data audits today, some Substack signal scans, and dreaming up how to make this more available for my subscribers and the Substack community, because this is how I wayfind through all of the layers of um, everything that storytelling and publishing in a public way can stir up for everyone. So I'm going to go ahead and close today's session out. I invite you to join us in that chat thread. Um, I will be in there, and I'm going to double check the permissions, the permission settings to make sure everyone can get in. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining me. And I look forward to seeing you in our next session. Bye, everyone.